Welcome to the NFL Week 9 recap for Sunday, November 7th, 2021. We're going to call it Squid Game Sunday because it was nothing but big favorites just continuing to run after they say red light. I haven't seen so many big games go down. It wasn't just us and the algorithm that had an ugly, ugly day. Boy, the odds makers also took a hit. Look at the losses, 3-9 on the spread. At least Lamar Jackson wears number 456 and refuses to lose, comes back and wins this game, but doesn't cover, right? I mean, Kirk Cousins comes down there and ties that thing up in the last few minutes of the fourth quarter. They throw an interception in overtime. They still get the ball back, and the Ravens still manage to win because they're just that much of a better team than Minnesota, but they don't cover. So I don't know if you even call that a win. The Saints and the Falcons, who are a miserable team, but the Saints have no quarterback. I actually felt like this was a bit my fault here as I look at the projection pivot to try to figure out what did we do. There was no Jameis Winston, right? We had Taysom Hill back, I guess, and Trevor Siemian. I assume Taysom Hill's back, even though I didn't see him much in that game in the highlights I saw. They're down like 19-3 or something, and then come back to take the lead with a minute left, and then allow an 80-yard pass or something down the field and blow this game with a field goal at the end. They should let the guy score instead of pushing him out of bounds. Just disastrous. I guess the lesson there is watch out with no Jameis Winston because you don't know what you're dealing with, and even Atlanta manages to win this game. Talk about some underdogs, right? Here we have a Chargers game that's going on right now. The Chargers game is not going on right now. The Rams game is going on right now. The Chargers game, actually, that was only like one of the most reasonable games where we had a projected score that made sense based on the Chargers having partially injured defense. So Philadelphia does score a little more. They get exactly to 51 points like I was saying. So they barely hit that over and almost win that game. It was pretty tied till I believe the last drive, right? So that actually was good. The algorithm did pick that off pretty nicely. Chiefs and the Packers. Unbelievable, right? Mahomes looking. They don't even have the decency to cover the 7 points when Rodgers is not playing. Jennifer Love Hewitt pitching the ball for Green Bay. Ain't doing much, throwing everything behind Devontae Adams and everybody else. There wasn't going to be a lot of points in this game. I at least played the under, realizing this in the first quarter. Just a mess, without Rodgers. Rodgers needs to get back from COVID if that team has any chance, right? Cincinnati and Cleveland, this one's a hard mess. This one I did not like what the algorithm did. This one, the odds makers had this as a much closer game. Cleveland came out to play. Joe Burrow heard red light. I was like, I'm going to throw a 99-yard pick six down there in the end zone to start off the game. Bam, bam, bam. It was just all downhill from there. And Cincinnati just is the second game in a row they've lost with Jets and now the Browns. So that's yuck, right? The Raiders, I've figured out what's up with the Raiders. The Raiders are a team full of childbearing aged women. That is what the Raiders are, because every month or so they get super bleedy and emotional for some off field reason, and you cannot predict what they're going to do. They're just all over the place. Here, they blow this game. I think there were some turnovers that kept the Giants with the ball too much. They couldn't come down and tie this thing up on the last drive. I think there was a fumble or interception there too. Didn't catch any of the highlights, but this ruined a lot of round robins that had any chance for me during the 1 o'clock games. And the 1 p.m. games were absolutely disgusting. Look at this. Look at how awful the 1 p.m. games were. Only thing that covers is New England, whose defense was supposedly hurt, but Carolina's got nothing going on without Darnold. Their second-string quarterbacks are not even college quarterbacks. They're terrible. So, the Raiders just can't do it against the Giants, right? So that's a loss. Arizona win. Here we actually beat the odds makers. Kyler Murray did not play, but Colt McCoy had, this team's got some spark, and the Niners are bad, which I knew that just from this. The Niners are a bad team. I was really surprised that Arizona was getting an underdog line in this game. So even with those players injured, and we can see what that would be like with those players out. We're talking about Kyler Murray. Let's see what that score would have been, because this is really what we should have done, is we should have pulled them out. Kyler Murray and DeAndre Hopkins need to come out. DeAndre Hopkins. If we do that and we refresh this score, it goes from 24-19 to look at that. It goes all the way down to a 19-19 game where you're just preying on San Francisco to blow it, and they did. I mean, Arizona comes out and wins. So I can see how the odds makers, if they're using this algorithm, that's what they did, and that's why you ended up getting an underdog line for Arizona. That's what happened there. Let's put those guys back in there. Okay, so let's go back. So Arizona was a nice win. Buffalo, okay. Buffalo in a tug of war with Jackson. Actually, no, they're in a dice game. They were in a dice game is the Squid game that they were playing. And the rules were you'll have to win without scoring a touchdown. Because that's what happened. 6-9. 6-9. Tekashi 6-9. Buffalo loses at a minus 975, probably making everybody vomit that had them in a survivor pool to win this game today. At least we had them further down on this list, but what on earth? Did anybody take under 16 in this game? Big payout. Unbelievable. Houston, the battle of bad teams. These are like the crazy lady and the guy with the tattoos that did it in the bathroom. Just mutual destruction, taking themselves through a pane of glass at the end of this game. Somebody wins, but nobody cares. That's right. It ended up being Miami. Houston can't even cover 5.5. So the algorithm gets that wrong, but I hope you listen to me. Don't bet on a game with two bad teams because a bad team wins. Rams are coming out of nowhere. They're up 21 now. They're up 21-3. Let's refresh that. Yep, they're up 21-3. Good if you listen to me to stay away from them. We didn't know what Tennessee was going to do without Derrick Henry. Apparently Tannehill's throwing the ball, and it's working, and the Rams are going to have to do something to come back from this game. I have the under. I have the under in this game, so they will probably score 30 points in the third quarter to crush that. And then the Patriots are solid. Here, the Patriots hit their point projection and hold Carolina to less. That is inconsistent with our defensive injury number here. This didn't really help very much at all. It helped a little bit, but not much. I don't even think it helped, actually. It was just there. It didn't really determine much, so I'm going to revisit those calculations preparing for Week 10. But the Patriots are good, and then at least Dallas was way down on this list and told you that it was unbettable at minus 9.5 because they get crushed. They were down like 26-0 at some point, I think. Terrible. Terrible. I don't know what happened here. Jerry Jones is not happy. I guess he decided they already won the division, but it ain't over yet. And Denver had an injured defense, and it didn't matter. They were basically shutting out the Cowboys through over a half. So, wow, ugly game. It's too bad that Tampa Bay wasn't playing because Brady would have been out there. You know he's number 001. You know he's the old man. I have so many Super Bowl rings. They weigh down my head. That's right. It's a good thing he wasn't playing today because the Bucs probably would have gone down too. So that is a bad week. That's the worst week of the season that we've had. I mean, if you start to look back, we don't have any losing weeks, do we? No. Yeah, here you go. Week 2 is a losing week early on. Other than that, ugly. I don't like what the algorithm did with, we got Steelers game tomorrow. I don't like what the algorithm did with, I don't know. I mean, they know Atlanta's a bad team, so I kind of understand. The Saints somehow came back down a ton in this game. I don't like what they did with the Bengals. I guess I don't like what it did with the Raiders. I like that it pushed Buffalo and Cowboys down here and even the Rams down here. So it did some slightly moving of good things. And at least the Ravens won, but almost impossible to win money, especially during the 1 o'clock games today. So really, really rough day for the algorithm, but it's sports. I mean, it happens, and you're not going to win every day, but yuck. All right, and hockey's not going all that much better. We'll do a video on that later. All right, so good luck, everyone. May Pittsburgh be winning on Monday night. I don't know if the Rams are coming back to win this game in the second half. We'll have to find out if what's his face? Who's the quarterback? He used to be with Detroit, and now Matt something. I can't. Well, let's just look him up real quick because it's hurting my head. The quarterback for the Rams is, of course, Matthew Stafford. see if Stafford can go back and put up some offense in the second half and save some face. But the way this day is going, I mean, the money should probably be put against the Rams right now, and Tennessee probably wins this game. All right, good luck, everyone. May all of your picks be winning.